And like, can you just imagine them pitching this to like a studio? And they're like, and then after we capture the Stonehenge rock, he chips away at it. Is this when the mask kills the kids? No, it just don't kill them. It turns them into nests of insects.
And snakes.
And
or like he's quiet after you say insects, and then he goes, and snakes.
Oh my gosh.
And they're like, so when does Michael Myers come in?
Hey everybody, welcome to Blood and Donuts. I'm Tony.
And I'm Chris. What's up, everybody? How we doing out there? Sequel September.
Sequel September, baby. We're in it. We're in the thick of it. Countdown to Halloween. But we always stop in September and we do the sequels, the best sequels. What do we have in the lineup? We just did Friday the 13th Part 2. And then what do we have?
Yep.
How do we have this? Obviously, we got
Halloween 3.
Season of the Witch.
Scream 2 is after that. That's and then Nightmare on Elm Street 3. Dream Warriors.
Anybody who's watching is going to want to subscribe because you're going to want to see all of those films. Every Monday in September, we are dropping one of those reviews for one of those awesome sequels leading up to Halloween. I can't wait, dude. I'm excited about it.
I know. It's really exciting.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch, 1982. It's a sci-fi horror film directed by Tommy Lee Wallace. After a man is brutally murdered in the hospital while clutching a Halloween mask, his attending doctor and the man's daughter set out to investigate. Their search leads them to a sinister conspiracy orchestrated by the owner of a powerful mask-making company whose plans for Halloween night are far more horrifying than anyone could ever imagine.
So, no Michael Myers? Excuse me?
There's no Michael Myers in this.
I think that's the most notable thing, right? I mean, we have to kind of talk about it right from the jump. The Halloween franchise as a whole was so big, and everybody just wanted more and more Michael Myers. Well, John Carpenter and Deborah Hill were done with him. They're like, look, we killed him in the second one. They didn't even want to do the second one, right?
They didn't just kill him. They fried him, dude. They fried him and Loomis. It was over with, right?
But they didn't even want to do the second one. And they were done with it. But the producers just had to have that sequel. So then, Halloween 3 comes out, and it's like no Myers, and I think it flopped around this era when it first came out.
It says flop, but on a $4 million budget, it made $14 million. But then they pulled it. They pulled it because negative criticism from fans and from critics that they just pulled it from the theater. I wonder why they did that.
Horrible backlash. It was crushing for me because it was perceived as a flop.
I did go back on YouTube and I watched a trailer from 1982, Season of the Witch, and it was very confusing, Chris. There's this witch mask. That's all it is with the black eyes, and then the camera kind of zooms in. And you got some cool John Carpenter-esque Halloween music, right? And then it says Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. And then like these human eyes go into the witch mask. All you see is these creepy human eyes. And then it says, the night no one comes home.
Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. The night no one comes home.
Which obviously is a play on the tagline, the night he came home. Chris, I think they did an awful job of marketing this. They didn't tell anybody Michael Myers wasn't going to be in it. That's the thing.
Yeah, I saw that they were kind of keeping that under wraps. Like they were not releasing too much about it.
Yeah.
And really, when you think about it, I mean, it was just such a cash cow. Everybody just wanted more Myers, and that's why it was, it was probably a big letdown in theaters. Like I remember as a kid, like I would be like, this one, that's the one that didn't have Michael Myers in it. Well, no, I don't want to watch that. And then when I did, I was like, it didn't have Michael Myers. It doesn't make any sense. What bridge the gap between 3 and 2 and 4 for me.
The problem is they put that. Why did they put that number 3 on there? You know what I mean? Why did they put 3 on there? Why not? If you're going to make an anthology, Halloween, Season of the Witch. Like, why even put the 3 on there? You know what I mean? I feel like they were. This is my theory. I think they were deliberately tricking the public into getting in the theater to make money. And I off the Myers moniker,
fair.
like I think they were a little confusing. They could have done a much better job of explaining that. But again, if it was just Halloween, Season of the Witch, or if it was just an 80s film, Season of the Witch, I think it would have fared much better. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I totally agree with you, and I think you're right about them kind of tricking the public, or not really lying, but like not telling the whole truth. It's kind of like the same thing, right?
Yeah.
It's like, come see Halloween 3. It's obviously the sequel to 1 and 2, and we're not going to show you much in the trailer, but
I wonder how they're going to bring him back to life, man. I wonder, is he wearing a witch mask in this one? I can imagine what that was like. But like being growing up in the 90s, what they told us is, they're all good. Don't watch 3. 3's the forbidden one. Yeah. Don't watch it. Michael Myers is not in it. When I finally gave it a shot, Chris, I was like, this is not as bad as everybody was saying.
Yeah, I can remember that. The first time I'd watched it, which it's been a while, and I've always known what it is and what it's about and stuff, because you kind of get spoiled on that, right? Like I didn't go into it surprised or anything.
Yeah.
But when I was younger, and you just watch it, and it's like, okay, it's about masks and creepy masks,
yeah.
and younger me didn't really grasp the whole plot of what the evil guys were doing and stuff. Yeah. It was just they were trying to take over the world with some masks or something like that. You know what I mean? Like that's vague. Sorry, spoilers. It's from 1982. Y'all bear with me, but yeah, that's kind of what I thought of. It was just like something about masks, not Michael Myers. Yeah. Whatever.
But on its own 2 feet, I think it's a decent, enjoyable. Mm-hmm. I will tell you in my rating exactly what I think about this film when we get to the donut section. But I think it's a standalone. I think it's a decent 80s horror film that with a lot of good practical effects. And again, I just think Michael Myers was just so big, such an unstoppable force on film and in the people's hearts. They really wanted to see more Michael Myers. But looking what they did, 4, 5, 6, H2O, Resurrection. There's some stinkers in there. I don't want to go into it because you and I are going to do a tier ranking around the Halloween October. So I don't want to go into which ones I love and which ones I hate. But there's some stinkers in there, which I think this one's even better than.
Oh yeah, no, I definitely agree with you there. What do you think about the director? So John Carpenter was like a writer, right?
Yes,
and maybe one of the producers or something, but he didn't direct it. So you got Tommy Lee Wallace. This is his directorial debut.
Yes, sir.
Right. He also went on to direct the original It miniseries on TV.
The TV adaptation. Yeah,
very adaptation. Cool. And he did Fright Night 2.
Fright Night 2. We're gonna have to see that one. I heard that's a very good sequel, and they kind of And so anyway, I'm not. But do you know he also played Michael Myers in the infamous closet scene, Chris, from the Halloween 1978? Really? That is Tommy Lee Wallace.
It's just breaking through the wood slats and stuff.
That infamous closet scene. How cool is that?
Right here behind me, right?
Yeah, that's Tommy Lee Wallace. Huh?
That's him.
That's the man. Right, that's there. The man, the myth, the legend. Yeah. So really cool on that. There's a lot of cameos in this. It harkens back to Halloween a lot. What are some of the ones that stood out to you?
Well, you've got Nancy Keys, I think is how you
yes, sir.
pronounce her last name.
Yeah.
She plays Linda Challis, which is the doctor's ex-wife apparently. And she's Annie.
She plays an excellent ex-wife who you just love to hate. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, you gotta love the ex-wife. But like, she's in there for a brief stint, right? Like I would have kind of liked to see more of her.
Yeah.
And then you actually just have some scenes from the first one that they play. Yes. And then towards the end of the film, you get that John Carpenter music from the original too. So I thought that was interesting. But
very interesting.
What other cameos did you see?
So Dick Warlock, who played Michael Myers in Halloween 2, he is one of the androids. He's actually the guy who rips the head off.
He rips the head off,
of a guy, which is again, we're going to talk more about it in the scene by scene discussion when we get there. So you got Dick Warlock as one of the androids in this, and of course Jamie Lee Curtis's voice. You can hear it over the town announcements. There, she went uncredited for this. That's one of the more famous ones. Halloween 2 was actually offered to Tommy Lee Wallace, who actually declined. He said he didn't want it. He was disappointed with the script, and then they gave that to Rick Rosenthal. He did, however, agree to direct and write this film, Halloween 3.
Wow.
You know, he was all about the anthology. Again, there was a lot of talk where like they thought the Michael Myers, the first one, was perfect. You know, nothing else needed to be done.
Yeah.
It should be left like that, on with the anthology format, you know?
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna make the anthology movies as good as that, though,
Yes.
like, you know, I'm all for that. And like, even if you want to leave them at 2, like, I feel like maybe the public should have given this team a fair shake at that, making that anthology, because you've got the first one, which was so good, the second one, which was pretty damn good too, right? Like, I mean, I dug it. But then, you know, you leave those 2 alone. That's that Halloween. That's the Michael Myers bit. Now, hey, check out this season of The Witch. We can make a 2-movie deal out of this too. You know, see where it went. But then, you know, the public and the money all went towards old Mikey.
Yeah,
so
that's the truth.
What can you do?
There was 3 masks. Only 3 types of masks were made in this. You got the famous pumpkin, the skull, and the witch, all made by Don Post Studios, which was a mask company that has been established back in 1938. They already had the witch in production. They had the skull in production. Don Post made the pumpkin specifically for this movie.
Nice.
Yeah. And a nice shirt, by the way. I like that.
Thank you. I'm rocking the silver Shamrock.
Silver
and you got the masks there.
I like that.
And yeah, I saw that too. That's a pretty good promotional deal. I feel like McDonald's could have helped out with the buckets.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, I think they probably had those 3 things.
Oh man,
they had like a ghost and a witch, and
we were talking earlier how this movie was kind of panned and unliked and all that stuff, and now we're talking about the commercial value of that. I feel like those millennials who grew up and now giving it a chance, it has found its audience amongst horror fans.
I think you're right.
People
Yeah,
are buying the mask.
Right.
You and I got the Silver Shamrock t-shirts. People are buying toys. This thing has finally found its audience, and I'm glad for Tommy Lee Wallace. And
40 years later.
40 years later. And the great Tom Atkins. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, he's in there.
I watched a review. I watched a review earlier. It said anybody who pans Halloween 3, Tom Atkins will have sex with your wife and drink all your beer in your refrigerator.
That's the damn truth, man. That's the truth. It reminds me of, you know, last year when we had our friend John on, and he was like, he really liked the actor from Poltergeist. This actor reminds me of that. Like, just he seemed like a normal dude who got roped up into like this sci-fi situation.
Yes.
Different circumstances, of course, from Poltergeist, but this one was just to chase some tail. You know?
Yeah, he literally was just trying to have sex with this girl, and he was just like, "I'll go," you know. And he's drunk, working on patients. He pretty much abandons his kids, and he's just the man. I don't know what it is about him. Why do we like this character so much? But he's just like, he's a flawed human. And, you know, because all the heroes typically are just so perfect in every way. But this dude, like, he breaks down all of those typical tropes that go along with your modern heroes in horror movies.
He's what the kids in the 80s say, he had Riz, I believe is what they call it. Back then
he did have Riz.
He just something about him. He's like, I can't come in right now, and he's like, it's like 4:00, and he's like, I'm ready for a drink. Let's turn in. Like, what do you could still go do stuff, man. Whatever.
I think we should just slow down and take our time. Grab a beer. Like, he does that multiple times.
Whoa, hold on. Slow down. It's getting late. I could use a drink. Let's take our time.
I love that about him. Tom Atkins, obviously a bright spot in this movie, but doesn't even hold a candle to your man Dan O'Herlihy as Connell Cochran, right? Oh my God.
I really enjoyed him. Yeah, I was going to talk about him during our our scene by scene, but man, he just he's one of those actors that can convey a lot without saying a lot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's got that evil look about him, and the way he acts. You don't have to talk a lot to be like evil.
Oh no.
And he's not like just the stereotypical evil guy. Like, he's just like knows what he wants. He has a very powerful screen presence, I think.
I mean, I think he's on screen for what, maybe couple minutes, but man, he carries
Maybe
all
6,
of the
7 minutes,
carries
yeah.
all of those moments, and just a classic villain. And the dude, Donald Hurley, just knocked this out of the park. Classic, just a classic actor, and that this film needs him because not all the actors are great. Let's just say it out there. Like,
Sure.
not all the actors are
they're
great.
not bad.
So you really need a guy like Dan to really come in and just hold this thing together.
Yeah, the other actress that probably not mentioned a whole lot, but the actress that played Teddy, she was like the nurse back at the hospital.
Yeah.
Who was kind of that Dan kept calling.
Yeah.
And
Who
getting
was
updates and stuff.
sorting through the ashes?
Yeah. I thought she did a pretty good job. Her name is Wendy Westberg. She played Teddy, but I thought she did a pretty good job just being like a subplot in this thing.
Yeah.
But pretty good.
Yeah. Stacey Nelkin played Ellie Gambridge. Is that right? She was the love interest of Tom Atkins in this. Kind of followed her around.
Yeah, she was okay. She had to play. Nope, not gonna spoil it, but I'm sorry. But yeah, she did pretty good. Her dad, ran into some trouble in the beginning of this movie, so we get to follow her in her quest, and Tom's just along for the ride, just for her. So
last thing I want to talk about, John Carpenter's soundtrack kind of holds this thing together. Man, it's so good, right?
Yeah, I really liked a lot about this movie. And I think a lot of it had to do with John Carpenter. You could even see some of that in the direction style too. Some of that cinematography in there and stuff.
You cited Poltergeist, Steven Spielberg. It looks like a very Steven Spielberg type of movie, even though he didn't direct it. That's what this movie looks like. It looks like a very John Carpenter movie. Sounds like a John Carpenter movie, even though he wasn't really the director. But I think Tommy Lee Wallace really looked to John Carpenter for a lot of direction on how to do this, and you can tell with this movie.
Yeah, I think you're right, man.
And that soundtrack, I even with the Instagram on follow us on Blood and Donuts podcast, but a lot of my stories I will share that I always put that Halloween Season of the Witch music in the background. It is just so epic and so good, and especially this time of year, Halloween's coming up. You know what I mean? The weather,
you could easily put it on in the background.
Oh, the weather's starting to change a little bit. This soundtrack is underrated. If you haven't heard it, you need to listen to it on Apple iTunes and stuff because it's so good.
Or a YouTube video. Yeah, I saw a YouTube video of it. It was like the whole soundtrack, and I was like, damn, I might put that on.
So freaking good. I consider myself a Halloween 3 defender. Even when I first watched it back in the 90s, I never thought it was as bad as people made it out to be. I love the Halloween atmosphere, kids trick-or-treating, mask putting on, all the Halloween atmosphere that is involved with that. It's a great film for this time of year. Tom Atkins makes for a great, flawed human hero. Connell Cochran is a cleverly portrayed villain. The soundtrack is fantastic, and the practical effects still hold up. Sure, it's not perfect. There's definitely some plot holes, which we will definitely talk about. There's a few blue laser effects that feel very dated, but overall, this is a pure 80s horror vibe, creepy, weird, and a lot of fun. I often think about all the great Halloween anthology horror movies that we missed out on because this film was so disliked for not including Michael Myers. But I'm going to give this a 9 out of 13 for Halloween 3 Season of the Witch.
Good score, man. That's a good score. And I think you're right. I feel that way too. I think we missed out on a lot of good stuff just because this one was so panned. So asking a younger me to watch this was like telling me to eat broccoli. It ain't got no Michael Myers in it, man.
Yeah.
How good could it be? Well, it turns out the older me thinks it's pretty freaking good. I think if you forget the title, call it Season of the Witch, call it Silver Shamrock, call it Santa Mira.
Anything but Halloween 3.
Call it whatever you like. This movie is it's pretty good. It's awesome. From the soundtrack and the characters and the plot, I really liked a lot about it. Definitely more than I dislike. You mentioned the outdated graphics. Some of those character motives don't make sense, and a little bit of the acting was off, but it was the 80s. You kind of had to take what you could get. And I think this movie deserves a 10 out of 13.
Nice
score. I think it's definitely a horror fan's. It's a movie for the horror fan.
Absolutely.
Like if you can just go back in time into the 80s and just watch a good sci-fi movie with some awesome practical effects and a great soundtrack and a crazy ass plot, I think this movie is for you. So 10 out of 13 for me.
I agree. If you're one of these people who just like that real serious tone, the horror films that they're putting out now, very serious tone. It might be like a slow burn type of thing where they just use like sounds in the background and stuff like that. I could see where you might not like this. It is a horror fans who enjoys all of the horror that is really gonna enjoy this. It has such a good spooky Halloween vibe about it. Very John Carpenter, very great, very 80s. It's awesome. If you haven't seen it, you have to go buy it because I had to go buy it to see it. It's not available anywhere. But if you haven't seen it, we want you to go watch it because we don't want to ruin it, okay? Because we're about to spoil it in this scene-by-scene discussion. So go watch it and come back and enjoy this with us. Are you ready? Let's spoil this thing. The October night in Northern California, a frantic man named Harry Grimbridge stumbles down a desolate road. Chased by silent, well-dressed figures, he darts into a junkyard, desperately trying to hide. One of his pursuers pins him, nearly choking him to death. But Harry cleverly frees himself, crushing the attacker between two cars. Another cold, silver-haired man steps from the shadows, but Harry slips away into the night, exhausted. He makes it to a lonely gas station, clutching a pumpkin Halloween mask from the Silver Shamrock Company. The terrified man collapses before the startled attendant, whispering that they're coming.
So right off the rip, I think you can tell that this is not going to be like a slasher type film, right? Like there's nothing, like there's nobody lurking in the shadows and gonna say like these dudes are chasing you, and you know you can like nobody gets that well dressed to go slashing. And really quick on the opening credits, right? Like it was a close up of a pumpkin, like
digital,
a digital pumpkin that's on a screen, and it's just super zoomed in, and it's so freaking cool, man. Like
it really is.
You just hear the it's so creepy just and then captivating. I really liked a lot about that. And then you can hear them on the TV in the background of this police station, right? This guy is talking, or this guy is watching TV in his gas station, and it's talking about like a missing stone from Stonehenge, right?
Yes.
I mean, at first you're kind of like, okay, what's this about? But we'll get into that a little bit later, but I just wanted to bring that up.
Really good. Yes. Yeah. I mean, the guy's just, he's falling over, he's running, and then you just see like this car like slowly pull up, and he's like looking behind him. He's clutching this mask. And then all of a sudden, like that guy with those leather gloves like pins him, but he like gets this chain rock that was kind of holding this car in place. He rips that, and then the chair hits the dude, but he doesn't go, oh, he just kind of goes,
yeah, the car, he gets crushed in between those two cars.
Yeah, and he just kind of just kind of slumps over. But yeah, he makes it to this gas station attendant, and let's see what the gas station attendant does. Meanwhile, Dr. Dan Challis, recently divorced and juggling guilt over his kids, gets called into the hospital where Harry has been admitted. As commercials for Silver Shamrock masks blare from every television, Harry bolts upright in terror, screaming, "They're going to kill us all of us!" Soon after, a silent man in a suit enters the hospital, calmly murders Harry by crushing his skull, and then sets himself ablaze in his car in the parking lot. Dan is shaken, unable to explain what he's just witnessed. The police think drugs were involved, but Dan isn't convinced. Harry's daughter Ellie arrives to identify the body, devastated and determined to find answers. Later, Dan decides to help Ellie uncover the truth about what happened to her father.
A lot to unpack there. So, firstly, the kill, man, in the hospital.
He gets him right here.
Sleeping. He gets him in between the eyes and like breaks his thing. I was like shouting at the TV. I was like, just shoot him. What are you doing? Like, golly, just knife him or something. Damn. I was thinking that out loud. I was like, dude,
kind of just rips it up, and you could just hear it. It just changes the position of his skull. It was like,
and I don't know if that would kill you, but God, it looked like it freaking hurt.
Looked painful as crap, didn't it?
Man, dude. And then so it looks like our boy Dan here, like he stopped by the ex's house, right?
Yes.
And he got some masks, and the kids are like, Dad, I've got these masks, and it's like it's that Silver Shamrock jingle on TV.
And they're
They
like,
got the good stuff. So.
oh yeah, he got him the cheap like just string mask, that you get.
Yeah.
That hurts if
The
somebody.
plastic.
The one that hurts if somebody
Yeah.
pops the string on the back of your head. You've had them before. It's
yeah.
the worst. And he got that.
The
And-
OG Michael Myers mask in the beginning of that. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. And then you got Annie who comes in, his ex-wife. I'm gonna call her Annie because we know her from Hollywood. But she is just
Annie
she's just like, nice job, Dan. You failed again. Mommy already got us mask. Silver. I mean, and we can't I don't know if we can undersell how many times you're gonna hear the Silver Shamrock song. April days till Halloween, Silver Shamrock. It's to the London bridges falling down, and I mean they play it so much,
It's
much.
in the public domain, baby. It's free. It's free soundtrack music right there.
I mean,
I wonder if the
that's just
soundtrack that we're talking about going to listen to. I wonder if it's got all 8 jingles because it's like 8
It does.
down to 3, 2, and 1.
People would throw it out the window when they're driving down the highway if it included all of those. But smart marketing to put that in there. When we were kids, you remember watching TV, J.G. Wentworth and stuff like that. People, I mean,
877 cash now.
Oh, if you're watching a show, you might hear the same commercial 3 or 4 different times with that stupid jingle.
100% agree. And we would all I hate commercials, but I love the jingles. Like the Sherwin-Williams jingle.
You have an uncanny ability to recall jingles, which is very impressive. And commercials, I
Thank you.
Like that.
I appreciate that. I really put a lot into it, and I hope it's something that, like, whenever I die and people are talking about me, like, God,
yeah.
Like, he really remembered those jingles. Didn't he? Like, I don't know what else he did in life, but he knew how to drink. He was an okay bowler, too. But
that dude knew some commercials, man. That dude knew the commercial jingles like nobody else.
Man, love the jingle.
I would say the gas station attendant helped him to the hospital. And, like, he's the smartest character in horror movie history. He just gets the crap out of there, doesn't he? As fast as possible.
Yeah, he pieces out until the end.
He goes, I didn't do anything. I swear, I found him. He was, and then he goes, he like looks around, kind of leaves, looks behind him, and just keeps going. I was like, that dude is so smart.
He's going to survive this thing, man.
Yeah. Dr. Dan Challis comes in drunk and he smacks the nurse on the ass, as you do. And she's like playful banter. And he's like, I got a headache. I got to go to bed. And she's like, there's a couch over there, some milk and cookies. He lays down on the couch. And then this is where the guy comes in the hospital and very meticulously breaks dude's skull. The nurse sees it. She screams. Here comes Dr. Dan Challis down there, runs outside. And that dude just douses himself. He's like looking straight, no expression on his face.
Yeah. It's pretty creepy. And I guess he runs out of the hospital too, right? Like he's running.
I want to say
Dan is running.
I'd have to look back. I think he was just way ahead. So I don't know.
Okay.
But
and Dan was trying to catch up.
Yeah, but he just has like this look on his face, like he douses himself in gasoline, just lights the fire, and you're just like, what just happened? And so Dan is like, he has to go to the bar the next day because he's like, what the crap just happened? This is nuts.
Yeah, he'd probably go to the bar that night.
Yes.
It's been a day.
And this is where Ellie like comes into the bar and she's like, what was the last thing? He goes, oh, what was the last thing that Dad said? And he's like, he lied to her. He goes,
I love her very much.
Yeah, tell Ellie I love her very much. She's like, you're a horrible liar.
A sleep.
But anyway, he's like, I'm going to be honest with you. I saw something that creeped me out. I can't explain it. And he kind of like recalls the story. And she's like, I'm looking for my dad. Do you want to help out? Kind of thing. They go back to the store and he's down for the ride. He has a 6-pack of beer. He's like, I'm down for a road trip. Let's do this. But really, he just wants to get in with her.
Yeah, it's really funny. He's like, oh, what's the last thing he said? He's like, you should give it to that doctor. I don't know. He just said that.
Yeah. What is the last thing Mom and Dad said? You should really have sex with that doctor. That's funny.
Oh, man, it's far be it from me to excuse a man's last wish.
Together, they trace Harry's last known whereabouts to the Silver Shamrock factory in Santa Mira. It's a remote, eerily controlled company town. Everywhere they look, the same jingle plays. A relentless happy, happy Halloween countdown to October 31st, tied to the promise of a mysterious big giveaway. Silver Shamrock masks, pumpkin, witch, and skull are everywhere, and kids are obsessed with them. Cameras watch the streets. Curfew blares over loudspeakers. Locals stare at outsiders with suspicion. And at a shabby motel, Dan and Ellie discover Harry's name in the guest book, confirming that he's been there. So they also meet other visitors. Buddy Kupfer, a salesman with his family in tow, and Marge, a disgruntled shop owner, stuck in town after a mix-up with her own mask order.
And you can tell these people are outsiders. Like, I like how creepy this town is. I don't know if our protagonist here can like see all the cameras and stuff that are just zoning in on them and all the, but I know they can see like the people just kind of staring at them like you ain't from around here kind of people. And you also get like some scenes where he's calling Teddy, right? Like he's calling that cornerback to see if she's got any clues on that dude who blew himself up. And she's like, I don't see anything human in here.
Yeah.
So right off the bat, like, were you thinking that these guys were androids at this point, or were you still kind of like, maybe they're humans, just really weird or something, or were you like, hey, that means they're androids?
I don't remember what I was thinking when I first saw it when I was a kid, but on car parts or Android parts or whatever. But I do like that aspect of it, where he's still calling, but he's even has a relationship with her too. So Tom Atkins, she's like, he
is, man.
She's like, you owe me dinner. And he's like, oh, do I? He's always got one thing on his mind. Did you know that, the girl Marge who gets the hotel room next to them and will ultimately meet her demise, which we will go through here in a minute. In real life, that is Tom Atkins' real wife. That was his wife at the time.
Really?
So
I did not know that.
Yeah. So while he was having sex with our girl Ellie, his real wife was next door in the hotel room meeting her demise.
That is all. I did not know. Where did you find that at?
Deep in the deep dark web. Ultimately, they would divorce, so they're not.
You used a Tor browser to get you like bypassed all the sites of like the red rooms and the snuff films to like find that fact.
Yes. But they're not married anymore. But I just thought that was a cool fact. It just adds to Tom Atkins' aura. You know what I mean? Like. He's just so awesome. I mean, let's just be honest. Other visitors, the Buddy Kupfer salesman family. I'm not a big fan of him. I feel like if any acting is lacking, I feel like his lines are a little like.
Yeah, he's okay. I mean, the kid's not a great actor. I mean, get him out of there. But he's just like an exuberant, boisterous salesman who was like, I'm top of the company. I'm Buddy, Kupfer or whatever. Like. You got to have something to kill.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like his acting was just like, it just didn't seem very believable or anything like that. But
pick somebody else.
See, it felt very Willy Wonka 80s acting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
It felt like they were one of the Willy Wonka family or something like that. It just didn't fit into too much for me. But anyway, that night as curfew falls, the sinister nature of the Santa Mira sharpens. A drunk warns Dan, this drunk homeless person, warns that the factory's rotten to its core, only to be gruesomely silenced by the suited killers. This is where Dick Warlock rips his head off. Later in the motel room, Marge examines a fallen Silver Shamrock trademark tag. When she pokes at the embedded microchip, a deadly energy beam erupts, disfiguring her face as insects crawl from her mouth. The factory swiftly carts her body away, brushing it off as just a misfire. Dan notices Connell Cochran himself, the smiling yet unsettling founder of Silver Shamrock, overseeing it all.
And even earlier, like you hear talk of this Connell Cochran, right?
Yes.
And then you kind of like, he's the one we need to talk to. We need to investigate him about what happened to Ellie's dad. Mm-hmm. And we talked about earlier that Dan O'Hara, he is a great casting choice, man. One of those actors that he killed that role. For me, what I remember as a kid watching this movie was the death beam scene.
Yeah.
When Marge, I think her name is, gets killed there in the room. That's one that stuck with me, like that I remembered as a kid. Like I didn't remember any other kill but that one.
Her face
you know what I
is
mean? Like before I
nuts.
watched it again.
Her face is nuts.
And then the bug crawls out of it just like
so
perfectly.
gross.
I mean,
So gross.
Yeah.
Where are the
Really good.
where are the bugs coming from? How is that part of it? I understand, like
I don't
if
know.
anything, like, okay, here's a a laser that's going to disfigure your face and kill you, but the bugs.
Yeah. But like, here's a bug. Like it happens later too with
Yeah.
the mask. Like
it comes with
it turns
snake,
the dude into snakes.
It's kind of
and
like
stuff. It's like what?
It doesn't just kill the person wearing the mask; it like kind of kills everybody in the room too. You know, because of the
somehow.
critters. Because of the critters.
Yeah.
Which
I guess so.
Which we do find out that he's like a warlock, a witch, in a lot of ways. So maybe it's like part of his spell type of deal.
You think that's why it's called Season of the Witch?
There
it is.
You're a bright one there, don't you know? Homeless guy, the drunk homeless guy. So he comes up and he kind of like speaks out of turn. Everything has been like recorded and stuff around. And he says, "Oh, Connell Cochran." Doesn't he like cuss his name and stuff like that? He says that. But he But he also says, "I've lived here my whole life. Do you think he hired me to be in his factory? He didn't hire any local people. He brought in his own." And then so if you haven't seen it, you're sitting here like, where did he get these people? You know, in this little bitty town of Santa Mira, where did he get all these people? And so that's another mystery point that you don't find out yet. Anyway, just something.
I wonder if like the townspeople that were looking at them strange, were they also androids, or were they just like
I bet
local people like the drunk was, and we're just like, what the hell is somebody else doing here?
I bet. Like the motel owner, right? And stuff like that.
Well, like the motel owner wasn't really like looking at them suspiciously. He was like a really nice guy.
Mm-hmm.
But like when they were first driving in, you saw a bunch of people looking out their windows and shops, like staring them down as they were driving by.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if they were androids or if they were just townspeople weirded out that there was actually other people there.
Yeah, I don't know. It almost seems like they seem very Irish. A lot of the people who do talk, like the motel, like he's almost like he's like part of this like cult type thing, and he's like as soon as Cochran came to this town, he, you know what I mean, kind of thing. Like he really
singing his praises.
Really
like
singing his praises
because he knows if he doesn't, he's gonna get his ass zapped.
Exactly. Wallace actually wanted to get all redheaded people like to act in the parts for like the androids and even for the like townspeople and stuff.
Yeah.
But he said he thought that was like probably, not going to happen. He probably
too obvious.
couldn't find enough like Irish redheads, to play all those parts. So he went away with that.
Yeah.
Talk about how like Tom Atkins kind of just like lays some pipe there with Ellie, before March. Yeah. She like, but it's really Ellie it's really Ellie like kind of, putting it on him. He was like, do you want me to sleep in the car or anything like that? I could sleep over here. She goes, where do you want to sleep, doctor?
Yeah. I brought this teddy.
Doctor. Oh yeah. And then she kind of comes on to him in that type of way. Anyway, just want to throw that out there. The next morning, Dan and Ellie join the Kupfer family on a guided factory tour. While the Kupfer family are enamored with Cochran and enjoy the tour, Dan and Ellie are suspicious, especially after everyone is forbidden from seeing final processing. Ellie spots her father's car hidden inside. The couple realize that they're in deep danger. They rush back to the motel, planning to flee, but Ellie is suddenly abducted by the suited men. Dan barely escapes capture himself, and desperate, he breaks into the factory at night. I don't know if I would have done that.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, just for her? I'm kind of like, just cut your losses, bro. Like, get that out of there.
I'd be like, man, I guess she left.
Nobody knows who she is. It's not like nobody's going to tell her dad. You know what I mean? Like,
I guess she left. I have kids. I don't know what you want me to do.
I gotta go back to the ex and all that stuff. But it's a pretty cool part of the movie, at least on the tour. Like, I've always wanted to like go behind the scenes and stuff.
Yeah.
I mean,
and you see the fact
how they make all the stuff like
see the mask coming by unpainted and stuff like that. It looks like a real factory. Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's really cool. I wonder if they did use like some of that where you said they made the mask for promotional stuff.
Yeah.
I wonder if they just made them all out of there and they just went there and filmed a few scenes for it.
Yeah,
So
I never thought of that. That'd be a little bit
it'd be
cheaper.
the place to do it. I mean,
Yeah.
why would you have to build a set and stuff? Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It seems
But,
like
and yeah, so I guess she
economical
gets
thing, too.
kidnapped, right?
Yes.
I guess Ellie gets kidnapped here, right?
Mhm.
And then he gets back in the hotel room and he looks outside and there's like 5 dudes standing there.
Yeah. It's not just 5 dudes. Like
creepy.
they pan out there and it's they're like standing there like this. This loud.
Yeah, you like the
That's
you
what
like
it
the,
is.
like
That's what,
sci-fi
yeah,
zap.
yeah. That's what it is. The
pretty good.
Kupfer family, he's like their best salesman. Like he's like the number one. He's been
Mm-hmm.
selling their masks all over, and he's coming there
Yeah.
not only to get another shipment of masks, he's like getting there to like get a whole tour. And
Yeah,
and-
he's sucking up to the boss, and he's getting the Connell Cochran. I'm not
Yeah.
talking about his actor name. He invites him in to like the factory just to show him.
Oh, yeah.
But then he's like,
Yeah, he's like, this is-
I don't know why he's gonna.
he goes, "This
Why
is
does
our
he kill
best
his best
salesman right
salesman?
here." Yeah. Well, I guess because after October, it's over. It's over.
I guess it's over with anyway. Yeah,
But,
he
I mean,
gets front row.
we could talk a lot about the plot holes and stuff and the whys, and I'm sure we will hear in a minute. But the guy, the best salesman, he's sitting there talking to the doctor. He's talking to Ellie, and he's like, "Hey, why don't they go on the tour with us?" To Connell
Yeah,
Cochran.
can you invite my friends here on the tour?
and
as well?
Connell's
And he's
like,
okay.
he kind of like he's like, he didn't like that. He's like, yeah, okay, all right, I guess they can come too.
Yeah, because it would look weird if he didn't let him.
Yeah. So, and then Ellie's taken very quickly back at the hotel, especially after she made that scene about her dad's car. She comes running up, and of course, those guys are standing there like, no, you're not getting to this car.
Yeah,
So I guess
like,
it's
wow,
alluding.
yeah.
I guess alluding to the fact that her dad like came up on something. He realized what they were doing. Maybe he looked at the microchip on the back of the mask or something like that. And anyway, he's
Maybe he was a seller too. No, he was a
he was
owned
a
toy
shop owner.
too.
Yeah, he was a shop owner.
Yeah.
So he was
Yeah,
up
and
there
he
to
had,
get more
like, a mask
masks.
stand and stuff.
But he knew he found out something and he got in trouble. So he was on the run.
Yeah, he peeked behind the final processing.
You
door.
can't be doing that. What is final processing? We're going to have to find out. Inside, he discovers the awful truth. The silent. This is where the doctor is breaking in to find Ellie at the factory.
The drunk doctor who's now an action star. Yeah, that one.
He's not even like swole or anything. He's like just like a regular dude.
He's like a frumpy doctor.
but he's like jumping out of windows and stuff like. He's so. I was just so funny.
Sneaking around like a fucking ninja.
Inside, he discovers the awful truth. The silent.
Every time he breaks into a window, he's like, "The doctor's in." Like that's his catchphrase. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
He's so freaking awesome. I couldn't help but just like he has this like laugh. Like he just looks like a normal dude with a mustache, and he's not even swole, and he's just like he's like
womanizer drunk.
he's
doctor.
not even a good person. Like they were just like this is gonna be our hero, man.
Not all heroes wear capes, man.
That's the truth. Inside, he discovers the awful truth. The silent men are not men at all. They're androids, lifelike machines filled with wires and oil. This is because the doctor, like, he kills freaking Dick Warlock. I mean, he battles him, gets the upper hand, this very strong android, punches him right in the stomach, grabs a hold of these wires and pulls out, and you see like this yellow fluid that kind of like runs out of his mouth. Dick Warlock's mouth. It's nuts, man. Anne is captured, and Cochran proudly reveals his scheme. From a stolen fragment of Stonehenge, his workers chip away tiny particles, embedding them into the microchips affixed to every mask. When activated by the big giveaway broadcast, the chips unleash deadly energy, transforming children's heads into nests of snakes and insects, Chris.
Weird play, but I do like how they're like, no, just kill them, but like turn them into insects and cicadas and stuff.
Why not?
And then we're gonna go to sleep every 7 years and come back because we're turning them into cicadas. I do like how creepy the test room A is, right? Like it's like a suburban house or something. Like I thought that That was a pretty cool little twist there.
I
where
like that too.
This family is led
put the
into
love
this
kit,
room that's in the lab, and then it's like just like their house. It's like that's pretty cool.
Yes, that is really cool.
And finally, Mr. Kupfer is like, he's just he means well. He's just we'll wait for him to tell us what to do next.
They put that broadcast on, and that pumpkin mash just starts. Like that. I'm jumping ahead there, but we talk about the plot hole. They're sitting there. They're chipping away at freaking Stonehenge. How did they get Stonehenge? All he says was he goes, man, we had a time getting that here.
You should have seen it. Took a big boy semi and a wide load, flags and stuff on it, and they just hauled it away.
Them rocks are like that, like hundreds of thousands of pounds, and they stole it. Just like, not only that, it's like a historic site with so many people. He's like, we had a time getting that here. Let me tell you.
Don't even ask me how we were.
Don't ask me, because I can't tell you.
I can't. I'd have to kill you if I told you.
Like, can you just imagine them pitching this to like a studio, and they're like, and then after we capture the Stonehenge rock, he chips away at it, and like, is this when the mask kills the kids? No, it just don't kill them. It turns them into nests of insects
and snakes
and
or like he's quiet after you say insects, and he goes, and snakes, and then the guy's like, oh. There we go.
As long as they're snakes. As long as they're snakes. I would have loved to like just been on a fly on the wall when they like were going over the writing for this, like pitching this. Oh my gosh.
And they're like, so when does Michael Myers come in?
They're like wait, hold on. And then they keep going with their story, and then at the ending, and then he's on the phone and he's screaming this, and they're like, like that's the end. There's no Michael Myers. That's the beauty of it.
Oh man!
They said during the filming of the kids scene, which we're about to get to in a minute, they had released so many crickets. There were crickets along with snakes and stuff, but they could not recover all of them. So the loud chirping on set was was one of the very irritating things throughout the rest of the production, because the crickets were like chirping and
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah.
Dude, we used to have a gecko, and we would give it crickets. And if you don't get the small ones that are quiet, they are loud.
So freaking loud, dude. So loud.
And some would like get out and stuff, and like you have to find them.
Oh, if you can't find it, it's awful. So yeah, they had several on set. So nuts.
Yeah.
To prove it, Cochran locks the Kupfer family inside a test room. Buddy Jr. happily dons his pumpkin mask. As the giveaway commercial begins, the TV screen flashes with a pulsating jack-o'-lantern, and suddenly the boy convulses. His head collapses, bugs and snakes pour out, and within moments, his horrified parents are dead as well. Dan watches in horror. Cochran explains his true motive: a return to ancient Celtic traditions of sacrifice, a massive ritual disguised as modern commerce. Smiling, he straps a mask on Dan, leaving him tied in front of a TV, playing the deadly signal.
Or you could just shoot him. You could just shoot him.
I want to strap him with freaking sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their heads. That was a horrible Dr. Evil, but anyway.
Exactly. It's exactly like that, though.
Yeah.
So they're just going to be dangling over this pit, with this arbitrary guard over here.
You just
so weird.
Don't get it, Scott, do you?
You just don't get it.
You don't. So good. So good. He reveals his whole plot to Dr. Atkins, Dr. Dan, straps into
Dr.
the chair,
Horner.
puts a freaking skull mask on him, and says, wait for the podcast to show up. That's all. That's the way.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it, man.
And then what about that toss, though, right? Oh, it's going to talk about it in the next scene. But
we're not there yet. We're not there yet.
I'm getting ahead. We always do that. It's because we just want to keep going. But anyway, so all these evil androids with like 30 of them in there.
Yes.
Can't stop this drunk doctor who's finally But he's resourceful.
It's not just any drunk doctor. It's freaking Tom Atkins. I feel like you're not putting that in.
I'm not appreciating that enough.
That's what I'm saying. Like not only could that android like take your skull and pull it up and break your skull, but like Tom Atkins got the better of him, punched through his stomach and ripped his freaking cords out.
Yeah.
That's who you're messing with.
That's true. I didn't think about that, Tony.
See, Dan is resourceful. Smashing the TV, he cuts himself free with broken glass. This is after he rips the mask off. And what does he do?
Oh, he tosses it up there on the camera. Right? Did I read somewhere that he did that on like the first try, and then they're like, "Yeah, we need to do that during the movie," and then like he took him like 40 tries to do it.
Really? I didn't read that part.
I thought I read that.
The cut is hilarious because he's tied up. His hand is barely, and he just takes the mask up and goes, and he just like throws it up there, and it just cuts to the mask just landing perfectly over the TV.
Yeah,
it's nuts.
You'd have to think that they just shot that from 2 foot away, but yeah.
It's a funny cut. But anyway,
here it goes. It took over 40 takes to get the shot when Tom Atkins throws a skull mask on the security camera.
Okay.
Director Tommy Lee Wallace revealed that during the 2015 reunion, that scene took longer than expected because during the shoot, he playfully tossed the mask and it caught on the first try. So like they're like, oh, he can do that. And then when they were trying to shoot it for the movie, it took him like 40 tries.
Ah, that makes sense. The way they shot it, the way they cut it, he didn't even have to be the one to throw it up there. Like they could have like somebody off in the corner could definitely would have like thrown it because that's what it looked like. The way they cut it.
Or you just put it on the camera and like jiggle it a little.
Yes.
And then like you're like, oh yeah, he got it. He made it.
Yeah, I mean that's what I'm saying. If there was the camera angle of him sitting in the chair, the TV was there, and they actually showed him like doing it on the 40th try and getting it, that would have been a lot better than the cut they gave you. The cut was just him, and then they cut to the mask perfectly on there. It's just hilarious. Anyway,
they did all that work and then still cut the crap out of it.
He takes he smashes the TV. He cuts himself free from the broken glass, rips the mask off, slips through the ventilation ducts like he's freaking James Bond here. Time is short. The broadcast is scheduled for 9 p.m. He rescues Ellie, and together they fight their way back into the processing room. There, Dan hatches a plan. He grabs the box of microchip tags. He activates the giveaway signal on the control room's monitors, then scatters the chips from above. The feedback is catastrophic. Energy erupts from the Stonehenge monolith itself, frying the android workers. Cochrane, eerily calm, applauds as the power consumes him in a blinding surge. The factory ignites in flames as they're running away, Chris.
At least the Cochrane gave him some props. He was like,
he did.
You got me.
That clap was like this.
Old Dirty Dan, you son of a bitch. He dumped a bunch of chips onto my androids and killed them all for some reason.
Oh yeah, it didn't hit him.
That, but I guess you got to get rid of them all somehow. So like, why not dump a bunch of Silver Shamrock chips all over them, and then that just fries them, and they're all blowing up and stuff.
It was like the blue ring, and that's the only the blue laser was a little dated, and it's okay, it's fine.
It was, but like the sparks and stuff that were like in the equipment, that stuff was fine.
Yeah, that looked good. I mean? That looked good.
Like that wasn't a big deal. And it did look good. Yeah, I was thinking that too. But then you showed the blue ring. I was like, man, they fit them. But you gotta kind of take it for what it was for the time period. So.
And Connell Cochrane, it kind of like it reduces him to like Ash. You see like an Ash version of himself. Before he finally dies, and just a really cool scene as far as that goes. Dan and Ellie are fleeing from this inferno. They're racing into the night, but as they drive away, Dan notices something wrong. Ellie is silent. She hasn't said a word, Chris, since he got her. Oh, she's mechanical. She suddenly attacks, revealing herself to be an android duplicate. After a brutal fight, Dan destroys her, but the real Ellie is gone. Worse, it's nearly 9 o'clock. Out of options, Dan sprints through the dark to a gas station. It's the same one that Harry once sought refuge in the beginning of the film, Chris.
I do like how it brings it back.
I do
right?
too.
Like, I wonder if the gas station is just like, damn, another one. Like it happens to like
It happens
3 times a
all
week.
the time, yes.
3 times a week. He's just like, no, come on, let's go to the hospital.
Phone's that way.
He's just like he made signs and stuff to help him along. Phone's this way.
Phone's this way. If you need hospital, hold up one finger or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Ellie is like, she's like hard to kill. You know, she's the hardest android to kill here. Like
he's the most advanced android they had, apparently.
So is Ellie?
That's crazy.
Is Ellie dead?
I'm guessing so. Like
there are a lot of fan theories out there say Ellie was an android the entire time.
That makes 0 sense. That makes no sense.
How would they have
whatsoever.
had sex? You know, like
right.
Anyway,
well, I mean, I know
it's a fan theory. It's a fan theory.
No
I wasn't saying it was the real. You know, just a fan theory, man.
I can't believe you believe that.
Don't shoot the messenger, man. So she's dead. She's dead for sure.
I'm pretty sure she's dead. Yeah. Well, she blew up in the damn factory too. If she didn't,
He's really good at making androids. Let's just say that. How about that creepy scene with the old lady who's knitting?
The one, yeah.
That's so freaking really good. He opens up this door and there's this old lady just knitting. You know, it's very creepy. It's very like dark shot, and like
he like shakes her because she's not responding or something. Then her head
and
falls
the head
off.
falls off. And Cochran later tells her like that's it. That was an antique made in the like 1700s or something like that. Like he's been making he's probably been alive for 300 years. Let's just say that he's a witch. He's a warlock. So he's been making stuff like this for years, man. Androids, toys, all that stuff.
That was one of the creepier kind of images of the movie is he opens that door and it's just dark and there's this old lady rocking and knitting.
I like that.
That was really good.
Yeah, I like that. Children in Silver Shamrock mask crowd inside waiting for the big giveaway. It kind of shows all the kids trick-or-treating, that orange background. Kids are trick-or-treating and dark. And so this is a huge plot point too. I mean, because there's different time zones. You know what I mean? It's showing like it'll show like East Coast. It'll show like Arizona, which it's going to happen at 9 o'clock. Well, if you're on the East Coast, wouldn't those kids be dead by the time you get to?
Don't give me the New Year's Evil.
That's what I'm saying. You don't want to think too much about like time zones and all that.
8,
stuff.
9 Central, all right, or 9, 8 Central, or whatever it is. Like it just goes.
It's
down
not
the,
but so the kids in California would still be up, even though it would be like even later there, right? Is that right?
No, the kids in California would be like 5 o'clock their time or something. Just
5 o'clock in the morning. Anywho, there we are. It's showing them like they're all trick or treating all across America. Whatever.
It is. It does show that a bunch of silhouettes.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good imagery though too.
It is
like,
cool. I do like that.
It feels like Halloween on this movie. That's something that when I was watching another review earlier, kind of see what other people think, but like it's really centered around the holiday.
Yeah,
it's season. It's got all that imagery there with the kids running around and stuff like that. Halloween did it like a little bit in the beginning, but this one just really gets like counting down the days till it gets there.
Horror movies that have Halloween imagery, trick-or-treating stuff with the such, get extra points in my book always, because I just love I love Halloween. So I mean, I just give it to them. Trick or treat. I mean, come on.
Yeah.
So Dr. Atkins runs to the gas station. He's getting on the phone. First, he's talking to what was he talking to? The head of television.
I think he called the head of NBC or ABC or CBS, one of the big three.
The head of TV. Like, I need to speak to the head of TV, please.
No, not your boss. I need the head.
No, I need the head of TV. Like he controlled all three of the stations or whatever it was too. It's just I don't know who he's talking to. He knew the number and he called him pretty quick. Whoever it was, I don't know. It was pretty awesome how he did that. Children in Silver Shamrock mask crowd inside. They're waiting for the big giveaway. Dan frantically calls the TV stations, begging them, pull the commercial. On 2 of the broadcasts, it cut, replaced by technical difficulties, thank goodness. But on the 3rd channel, the signal continues. The jack-o'-lantern flashes, hypnotic and deadly. Dan screams into the phone hysterically, turn it off, stop it. Turn it off, stop it. The screen burns with the flickering pumpkin as the film cuts to black, leaving the fate of countless children unresolved.
Man, and I know you like that ending. I liked the end
That's a great ending.
of that ambiguous. Yeah, you really don't know if he stopped it or not.
Oh,
But if I'm in that room and I'm on the with Comcast or Spectrum or whoever I'm on the phone with,
the
and that
president
little
of the
kid
United
keeps reaching
States.
up and like turning the channel, I'm smacking his hand. Stop turning the channel, kid. Like, are you trying to die? What are you doing?
Man. Yeah.
Can you not hear me on the phone with Comcast?
Tom Atkins in this scene, probably his most iconic. The sweat there. He's like, just turn it off.
Good.
Stop it. You know, like it's still on the 3rd channel. I mean, like, dude is just like, acting his ass off. You know, he's giving you everything. And in those moments, what you're thinking about is like, so all the children are you know, maybe a third of the children are watching now and they're going to die. What if his children are the 2 that are watching it? Because he calls,
that's what he's thinking about.
He calls his ex-wife and he kind of tells him, you like, you know, don't watch don't let him wear the mask. And she's like, you're just jealous because you gave those crappy masks earlier in the movie.
You're drunk again.
You're drunk again.
She's telling me he's drunk and shit.
Oh, she's the worst. But anyway, so like he's just thinking to himself, I'm never going to see my kids again if they're watching this broadcast. He's screaming. Like you could just imagine the you know, anything. It's crazy. What a great horror ending to a really rad 80s horror movie, man.
Yeah, really good, man. I definitely dug it, and I can't wait to do it on our tier list coming up.
Thanks for watching, y'all. If you like 80s horror and you like sequels,
click any of these videos up here.